This podcast was originally live-streamed on the NonSequitur Show on YouTube. New episodes air weekdays, Monday through Friday, at 8 p.m. Eastern at youtube.com/NonSequitur Show. Make sure you never miss a live stream by visiting www.nonsecshow.com/schedule. For the latest news, polls and updates throughout the day, follow us on Twitter @NonSecShow or Facebook.com/NonSecShow. That's NonSeq Show. If you'd like to get exclusive content, bi-weekly private hangouts with Kyle and Steve, backstage access to chat with guests after shows hosted on your channel and much more, become a Patreon saint of NonSequitur. It ensures we continue to improve our show and brings you into the process at the same time. Visit patreon.com/NonSequitur today while the limited spots are still available.
The following podcast is intended for those who believe bold ideas are righteous, unique perspectives are gospel, and strong opinions are sacred. This is Non-Sequitur. Never follow. And now, here are your hosts, Kyle Curtis and Steve McRae.
Hot off the heels of last night's Flat Earth debate, we bring you part 2, where tonight Dr. Joshua Bowen will be going against Bill Ludlow in a Flat Earth epic match. Gentlemen, are we ready?
I'm ready.
Bowen's ready.
Hi, Dad.
My
daddy.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. One quick thing to say about last night, though. If you didn't know this, No Concepts didn't show. We had to bring in 2 other Flat Earthers. However, if you go to No Concepts channel today, he has deleted all of his Flat Earth videos, and his avatar says it's round. So very ominous, and I think maybe we can finally declare an absolute 100%, no ifs, ands, or buts about it victory. There it is. So congratulations, Reds. You did it last night. We're going to talk about a really cool and important news article to start out with, and then we'll bring on Michael, who was part of Lord Rayel's cult, I guess would be the correct word to use. Right, Dr. Bowen? Would you consider them a cult or religious?
Yeah, I mean, I think they would probably fit that standard. That they would refer to themselves as a congregation of Lord Rayel. But yeah,
got it. And real quickly, Friday, I know you people have been asking, Friday is the climate change talk where Dr. Peter Ward will be here to go over some things that are happening with the climate. November the 5th, Sargon of Akkad versus Adam Kokesh. That's going to be good. And then the thing everybody's been asking about, November the 8th, Isaac Arthur, who is a science educator and YouTuber, he will be coming to talk about the ability to upload minds one day. So you can get tired of your body, your experiences, and everything that's inside of your brain will be able to be uploaded to like a disc, I guess, and then plugged right into a new body. So can't wait for that. And then on November the 15th, R and Rob will take on Jason King on creation versus intelligent design. So I will now turn it over to Steve, who will introduce the article, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, so about a month ago or so, there was a thing on the Arizona School District where a lady named Diane Douglas had tried to somehow get around the whole Supreme Court not allowing creationism and intelligent design to be taught in the school system. And so she had basically had a proposal, or tried to do a proposal, to incorporate intelligent design into the Arizona School District's curriculum, which had gloriously backfired, as Bill Ludlow here has been pointing out today. So I had him to come on and see if he can kind of tell us what exactly happened there and why did it backfire so spectacularly.
Well, yeah, it
Bill,
was awesome.
I miss you.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey, hi. Diane Douglas is a real right-wing conservative Christian, was elected to the as a state superintendent of schools here in Arizona. It's an elected position. Things like changes to our the Board of Education can recommend changes to school standards without having this put to a vote to the public. So it's a real important position in that, they can actually change school standards based on just that little board, voting on it. And what happened was they tried to bring in watered down standards that removed the words evolution. Anything to do with the theory of evolution. They brought in a young earth creationist from a local Christian college to give recommendations from the board. And then they adopted what was called, I think, the Hillsdale standard. It was out of Michigan. And the wording, again, was real vague. It was watered down. This is what they were going to propose that we adopt here in Arizona, which opens the door for creationism or intelligent design to be brought in because it doesn't require people to teach evolution, really, as the only thing. So backlash on this was huge. Arizona is a real conservative state. I mean, I live in an almost exclusively Mormon neighborhood here. They're awesome neighbors, but I mean, very, very conservative. And this type of thing is something we've fought against for a long time here. It doesn't seem to make national news in places like Kentucky, we see, but we do fight against this, right, on this type of thing a lot. This time, people just mobilized. I mean, we had the Secular Alliance for Arizona, the Secular Coalition, even the Arizona Atheist Facebook group I'm a member of, just maybe 800 people, but I mean, people really mobilized. People wrote in, they made it public. It was just comment sections of everything, people talking about it, mailing email campaigns. There was a website where you could leave comments on there. It wasn't public comments, but it went directly to the people on the board. And there was just a real concentrated effort to get the word out that this wasn't acceptable. And it worked. Diane Douglas was not, she lost in the primary. We had, I believe, originally 4 or 5 Republican candidates for the position of the school board superintendent, and all but one of them wanted creationism, thought that it was okay to teach creationism in a science class. All of those lost. And one of the reasons they lost were they were, basically hounded by people and being exposed as, this is not right. And the guy that did win the primary for the Republicans, Frank Riggs, and I personally went back and forth with him several times, just in messages and letters and emails. And he is not for teaching creationism in science class, but he still believes it should be taught in history class. So, he's kind of got around, okay, I'm not going to say it should be taught in science, but we should teach it in history, which I don't know how you apply creationism to history.
I'm not sure how that's history.
Yeah.
What
So,
is historical about that? I don't know.
At least it's moving out of science.
We've been really, active in just kind of exposing what it is that they want to do. So what happened? What happened was today there was a vote. 6-4. It was still closer than I would have liked to see. But what happened? 6-4 was approving these new standards. The standards that Douglas proposed didn't even get someone would second them. People. They were afraid exactly what Republican candidates.
Is he breaking up?
Hang on, Bill,
Bill,
hang on. You're breaking up too much for us. You're starting to break up.
We didn't get into that.
Try again.
Have I got connection problem? Can you hear me now?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't know what it was.
So they took a vote 6-4.
Yeah. So 6-4. I think board members were scared after they saw what happened to the candidates in the primary who supported creationism, and they could not even. She didn't even get a second. Now the 6-4 vote was in favor of these new standards that were brought by the Arizona Science Teachers Association. The original standards proposed, the original revised standards proposed by Diane Douglas didn't even get a motion. She didn't even get a second to her motion. She wasn't even able to bring it in front of the board. So instead, they passed revised standards, which were actually better than what we had in the past. And they specifically say, if I can bring up the article here, they specifically, the wording used was the unity and diversity of organisms living and extinct result of evolution. And for Arizona, that's huge. That was really huge. So, again, we had a concerted, concentrated, very strong effort on the part of the Secular Coalition, on the part of even Christians who didn't want to see creationism taught in or intelligent design taught in science class. Everybody got together. They made it be known that it wasn't acceptable. The woman who proposed it didn't make the primary. She's gone at the end of this year. Her motion to bring it in front of the school board wasn't seconded, and we got better standards adopted in the end because of this. So it was a real big win.
I can't imagine it being a bigger win, especially in such a conservative type area as Arizona. I mean, Arizona and Texas, and some of the backwards kind of states that nobody wants to live in, like North Carolina, I would expect that kind of stuff, right?
That is accurate. That is accurate. If this can happen in those states, then there is hope for humanity. And when I saw that posted, I wanted to bring you on. I wanted to touch on this a little bit because I think this was a huge win, and I thank you for coming on, Bill, and kind of giving us more detail on it. Yeah,
story on it.
Glad to do it.
Bill, we look forward to having you on a full episode sometime.
Yeah. I got some stuff coming up. The track discoveries I've been working on. We've documented 90 sets of 270 million-year-old pre-dinosaur reptile tracks now up on the Mogollon Rim. It's turned into one of the most concentrated sites in Arizona, if not the whole Southwest, for these pre-dinosaur reptile tracks. And I was up working on that this last week with the U.S. Forest Service and the Southwest Paleo Society here, collecting more data. And we're still collecting a lot of data. I was given a 5-year permit by the federal government to study that recently. And because of that, I can't disclose exact locations, but we will be sharing information as the data becomes available.
You,
we can't wait to hear that. All right. Thanks, Bill.
All right. My surrogate daddy.
Thank you. Yep.
Surrogate daddy. Bill Ludlow and Ken Hovind still remain. That debate still remains to be one of the all-time classics. So if you haven't checked that out, head over to Steve McRae's channel after this show, of course, and watch Bill Ludlow.
I'll link it later for you guys.
So let's get into what we're here to talk about tonight. And I want to say a quick hello to Michael and Dr. Bowen. Hello to both of you. And to kind of familiarize ourselves with what we're going to be focusing on, I pulled a clip of Lord Rayel just to play a couple seconds of it, so we could hear exactly what we're going to be talking about. So, Dave.
My children, I am Rayel. I am your king, and I am your lord, and I have arrived, as promised, to reclaim the throne of my father.
Okay. We can stop right there.
Okay.
So, Michael, did he in fact reclaim the throne from his father?
Well, I'm just going to have to say no on that one.
Man, yeah. I was really hoping you would go for yes. So let's introduce you officially to everyone. Why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, and how you kind of became involved in Lord Rayel's group, and then I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Bowen to take us through a couple questions, and we'll go from